And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Thornton Speedway as we get ready here for chase race number 8 of 10 here of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series. We're getting down to crunch time, get down to the final few races of the season before we're going to crown ourselves what I believe would be a new Mobil1 Cup Series champion due to the fact that the only former champ there actually are two former champions in this chase, but right now they are 9th and 12th in points, so it will take a miracle for them to be able to get a good run today, good run at Talladega, and have themselves contention for what would be their second Mobil Cup Series championships of their career, but anything can happen. But the odds are in favor of us possibly having a new Mobil Cup Series champion. We're going to have to find out if that's going to be the case, though, after today's race, and then, of course, our Talladega and Zenjolta's 1-2 season finale punch to end off the season. But today we're getting ready for the running of the championship versus Career 400. Or no, I'm sorry, not 400, 300. The 400 is tomorrow. But we are here at Thornton. For those of you that are not familiar with this track, this is a huge, it's either 12 or 14 miles. I can't think of which one it is. But it's a road course. They end up blocking off highways for these drivers to be able to drive on. There is all sorts of different roadways along this area that have now been turned into the racing surface. But the big thing that really makes this track famous is you're going to see it here when they come to the green flag. There is an 80-foot drop with no guardrail, nothing to stop these drivers from falling off the edge. And we've had a number of drivers already fall off the edge this weekend, including Jake Cole, Cody Lamas, and Harrison Langford. So it's going to really be really crazy here. We're going to have to see if anybody here will end up falling off the turn of death here this weekend in this race. 5 laps of racing. That seems like, wow, that's a really short race. But when they're going around this road course, it takes about half an hour to 45 minutes for them to even complete the race with no cautions, by the way. So you can tell just how big a racetrack this really is. But James Qualls sits on the pole for today's race. He comes in second in the points. He has a total of 41 points back, and the driver he's trying to run down for the points lead starts alongside of him, Luke Walker, the current Mobil Cup Series chase points leader. So kind of ironic here that the drivers come in 1-2 in the chase points are starting right on the front row alongside of each other. Will they be up there though at the end? It looks like Jacob Lawler will roll off from 3rd and Lyndon Wright in 4th, and then Tanner Sullivan will complete the top 5. But it's time to get these cars rolling off. While they roll off, we're going to give you the rest of the points as they look coming into this race. Madison Seaber is 3rd in the standings. Seaber is currently 52 points out. 55 points out is James Silverfox. He's 4th in points. He's actually tied with Dylan Schwallenberg. And the rest of the chase drivers that really need to get something going here if they're going to get back in contention: Zach Rogers, Cassandra Renzi, Cody Lamas, LaPlante, Bob Jones, Drew Austin, Galligan, Wolfgang Mason, Dylan Young, and Andy Timmons. But here we go. Green flag's out. We're underway here. No caution flags. 5 non-stop laps of action here at Thornton. This is the first trouble spot here, but nobody really seems to be going 3 and 4 wide. They may actually all make it through this corner as James Qualls to the lead, Jacob Lawler into 2nd. Let's see if anybody's encountered problems yet. Everybody looks like they got through there good. Only one driver I saw get off track, and that was Jessica Shelton, but then she brought it right back onto the racing surface. So I think everybody is here. And I've never seen that camera angle before there with that TV2 camera angle. That was kind of cool. It was like a flyby. Never before have I seen that, and I've commentated quite a few races at this track. Right now, though, it is all good. As far as I'm aware, that's the last place car, Kyle Matthews and Chris Washer, and they are still on track. So all 42 drivers are still running, and that's actually quite an unusual thing here at Thornton. We've gone through about 2 or 3 trouble spots that drivers in the past have had trouble with and ended up having wrecks in, and we haven't had one yet. And Luke Walker using the outside line. The points leader goes to the lead. You can bet James Qualls wants to keep that 2 car as close as possible. He does not want Luke Walker to get away, because that's the driver he's battling for the championship with right now. Whoa, back there, one of the, it might have been Roke? That was Roke. Almost got off onto the median there, and there's a little bit of a dip down. He could have flipped over if he hadn't gotten his car back on that racing surface. So we're still good, though, as far as I'm aware. Looking further back here. Everybody appears to be good. And of course, here at this track, it's not really where you start, it's where you finish. We've seen drivers that start all the way back in 38th, 39th, 40th, come away with top 10 finishes here just with the fact that they were able to survive. Look at this, James Qualls. He and Jacob Lawler working together there, trying to get a two-car draft going as Qualls will try and go by Luke Walker, and he'll have the preferred line in this turn. Lawler, though, thinks about 3 wide, and here comes one of our trouble spots again. Oh, boy. Keep it together, guys, please. Is everybody good? I think they are. If we could make it a full lap with nobody going off track, nobody wrecking, that I think would be a first here at Thornton. But as I'm saying all this, keep in mind, we haven't even encountered the turn of death yet, so it may still happen. We talked about former Mobil Cup Series champions. One of them's right up here, Austin LaPlante, the defending Mobil Cup Series champ. Right now working with Jacob Lawler. Now LaPlante is 9th in points, and he comes into this race 81 points out. So he really needs a good run here if he's going to get himself back up in contention. There were some fenders bumping there. James Qualls and Jacob Lawler, but they will keep it together. And here comes Andy Timmons, another chaser. Coming down to the bottom, dead last in chase points right now. He's a total of, I believe, 212 points out. So I think we can safely say, unless really big miracle happens, Andy Timmons is basically mathematically eliminated from championship contention. As is James Qualls, Jacob Lawler side by side here. And guess what, folks? We've been able to get all 42 cars so far to this point without wrecking, but the turn of death is coming. Oh wait, this is a trouble spot too. Oh, come on guys, please, 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 Tanner Sullivan! He saved it! I think we may still be okay. Is anyone spun? Anybody spun? Doesn't look like it. They're coming to the turn of death. Did we make it a whole lap? If we make it a whole lap, I am going to be absolutely amazed. Here they come to the turn of death. Several drivers have experienced it already this weekend. Will anybody here on this first lap? Lawler's good. Qualls. Oh, Galligan! Sean Galligan, the Season 5 Mobil Cup Series champion, has gone off. Oh my goodness. And that's a chaser too in Galligan. This has not been his chase though. He dominated the Mobil Cup Series for pretty much this whole season before he was getting run down by Luke Walker. And now he is the first one to fall off the turn of death here today. But I think we can still call it a record because Sean Galligan was the only one on the first lap to encounter any kind of problems, and it was just out of the final corner. So tremendous credit to these drivers for keeping it together for almost a whole lap. But Sean Galligan, two-time winner this season, 12th in points, a total of almost 100 points out. I believe it's 95 points exactly. And that may have been all she wrote for Sean Galligan trying to become a two-time Mobil Cup Series champion, at least here in Season 7. Whoa! Talk about side draft. James Qualls there and Jacob Lawler. As Qualls will use the outside line. That almost looks similar to the same move that Luke Walker put on him last lap. So James Qualls apparently learning from his fellow competitors here, and he's going to keep himself out in the lead now. Let's find out where the rest of our chasers are running right now, at least where they crossed the stripe last time by. LaPlante crossed by in 3rd, 4th Andy Timmons, 7th place, but I believe now 5th is Cassandra Renzi. Luke Walker crossed the line in 11th last time by. Madison Seaber is currently 9th right now, and keep in mind she's 3rd in points. This is a great run for her. Looking further back here, Dylan Young is 16th. Wait, did I misspell Joshua Michael's name? Oh, no, I did. Okay. Sorry, that was just nagging at me. Drew Austin is in 20th. Bob Jones, he's in 26th. Wolfgang Mason in 27th. Dylan Schwallenberg crossed the line in 32nd. Zach Rogers crossed the line 33rd. Cody Lamas was 39th, but I think he picked up a few spots since then. James Silverfox, 4th in points, all the way back in 38th position. Well, first time today we get to use our NNSCRA split cam here from Thornton. Take a look on the bottom right of your screen, and we'll take a look and see what happened to Sean Galligan, as he is the only driver so far today to encounter trouble falling off the turn of death. There's a good battle going on here. Boy, I'll tell you, this one area of the track you got to switch between TV1 and TV2 because they don't have the best of camera angles all the way down with just one camera angle. But James Qualls, he's been in a tussle here. He held off the advances of Luke Walker, who's now started to slip back. James Qualls has been able to keep himself in front now. He's been holding off a number of chasers. LaPlante, Andy Timmons, and now Cassandra Renzi comes up here into the fray. And now here comes Lyndon Wright. Now remember, Lyndon ended up winning our last road course race at Watkins Glen. So Lyndon Wright, he knows how to get around road courses, and this is most definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, a road course. Now you look at these drivers, which one of them wants to win this race more? You got James Qualls, he's trying to run down Luke Walker for the points lead. You got Austin LaPlante, he's trying to defend his championship and get himself back up in the hunt. You got Cassandra Renzi, who's been on a big streak as of late of good finishes. As, they come through this corner again, they're all good. But Renzi does not have a win yet this season, whereas LaPlante and Timmons and Qualls, they do. And then you got Andy Timmons, as Cassandra Renzi gets around for the lead. You got Andy Timmons, though, who is dead last in points, basically not going to win this championship. Would love to be able to pick up a second win of the season here. Oh, we've had trouble. Chris Washer, Anthony McCurry, and I believe that was Joshua Collard, are on pit road. As these drivers snake their way by the turn of death, let's see if anybody falls off this time. Doesn't look like it. Here comes Shelton, Campbell, Michaels, Jackson, Jones, Corbett. They're all good. Oh, damage on Charles Sanford, and there goes George Roke off! The 7 of George Roke has gone off the turn of death. So it's claimed 2 victims so far today. And here comes all the rest of the stragglers. As who is on pit road right now? Let's see. Yeah, Joshua Collard, Mason Wood, Drew Austin, Wolfgang Mason, James Silverfox, Anthony McCurry, and Chris Washer, as well as George Roke. Right now, Cassandra Renzi leading the way. Hasn't been to victory lane yet this season. Would love to pick up a victory. Qualls second. Battle for third between LaPlante and Lyndon Wright. And then you got Andy Timmons in fifth, Jacob Lawler sixth, and now Daniel Day starting to come up and join this party, along with points leader Luke Walker, Dylan Poteet, and take a looky here. Last week's winner, Jake Cole, and also the defending winner last time we were here at this event. Came down between him and one other driver. I'm trying to remember who it was. Kept swapping the lead back and forth, and I can't right off the top of my head remember who it was. It might have been Renzi, was it? Might have been Jake Cole and Cassandra Renzi, if I remember correctly. It was either Jake Cole and Cassandra Renzi or Jake Cole and Henry Novin. I can't remember which one. Right now, though, we'll take a look at the bottom right at our NNSCRA split cam and see what exactly happened to Anthony McCurry, Joshua Collard, James Silverfox, a number of others as well. Chris Washer, I believe, was one that was collected in it. And then a couple of chasers in Drew Austin and Wolfgang Mason. So right now, they're getting really racy from second on back. Austin LaPlante, Daniel Day, Andy Timmons, and I believe that was Luke Walker, all making it double wide. Nope, that wasn't Luke, that was James Qualls. I mean, the bad thing right now for James is the fact that, yeah, he's running good, but so is Luke Walker. Walker has not encountered any problems yet. There he is, just about to actually catch up here to James Qualls. And so any kind of effort that James Qualls is making right now is kind of thwarted with the fact that he's only picking up a few positions in the points, a few spots here and there, but not really taking a big chunk out of Luke Walker's points lead. Anyhow, getting close to 2 to go here. As we'll take a look once again at our NNSCRA split cam and see what happened to George Roke. Just basically, I think what happened to Sean Galligan, double wide. And he got himself off the racing surface and A lot of drivers will tell you, once you get onto that slanted part, it's very difficult to be able to get your car turned just right to be able to get yourself back up on the racing surface. I actually was talking with a number of drivers about how you prepare yourself for something like that, and basically there are a few drivers in this field that have been able to save their car from going off the turn of death, and what they've told me is basically you do not jerk the car back to the right. If you do that, you're certainly going to fall off the turn of death. You actually try and keep your car as straight as you can and drive straight back onto the racetrack rather than turning up onto the racetrack. So, getting inside the head of the drivers here gives you some valuable information that you're able to see. What happens here is, oh, look out, oh, contact between Lawler and James Qualls, but they keep it together. Nicely done. As here comes Daniel Day trying to go around the outside, and he will. Same thing Cassandra Renzi did last lap. Daniel Day will do this time. Now the 22's the leader as they come towards the turn of death once again. Galligan and Roque know what it's like. Is anybody else going to fall off? Whoa, the points leader Luke Walker got awfully close. He kept it on though. And this field has really split up. Look at that single car of Dylan Young all by his lonesome. Oh, Joshua Michaels, that was close. Took that turn awfully wide. Here's Harrison Langford. He fell off the turn of death yesterday. He doesn't want to do it again. Ralph Mason, couple of teammates there in Henley and McLeod. Kyle Matthews. There's Cody Lamas, who fell off the turn of death yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kyle Matthews actually fell off the turn of death yesterday too. And there's Ian Dutton and Levi McIntyre. I think that's it. We still have, well, Collard's coming back off of pit road. Yeah, we still have our same people on pit road. Nobody else has encountered problems yet. Zach Rogers and Dylan Schwallenberg crossing the line in 31st and 29th and 30th right now. That is 5th and 6th in points, by the way. Trent Dunham way back there as well in the 8 car. I believe he would be scored in 31st right at the moment. As we're looking at our current leader, Daniel Day, who has opened up a bit of daylight now between himself and the new second place driver. That's Lyndon Wright. Cassandra Renzi now in 3rd, LaPlante 4th, Andy Timmons 5th, Luke Walker 6th. Lawler now taking 7th, 8th is Jake Cole, 9th Madison Seaber, and James Qualls is now back to 10th. 11th Dylan Poteet, 12th place Tanner Sullivan, 13th Dylan Young, 14th is Charles Jackson, Zach Campbell 15th, Joshua Michaels 16th, 17th is Jessica Shelton. 18th place will be Harrison Langford, 19th Jake Rogers, and 20th is Bob Jones. 21st Kyle Corbett, 22nd is Ralph Mason, 23rd Sean Henley, 24th James McLeod, 25th Kyle Matthews, 26th Cody Lamas, 27th place is going to be Levi McIntyre, 28th Ian Dutta, 29th place is Zach Rogers, 30th Dylan Schwallenberg, 31st is Trent Dunham. We have one car at least a lap down still on track, and that is Joshua Collard. And then the rest of these drivers probably are going to be out of the race, including Henry Nova, Mason Wood, Drew Austin, George Roque, Charles Sanfer, Wolfgang Mason, James Silverfox, 4th in points. In trouble here tonight, or today. Anthony McCurry, Chris Washer, and Sean Galligan will finish dead last here today after he was the first driver to experience trouble falling off the turn of death on lap 1. Let's see if the spectator cam maybe will give us better camera angles down this highway straightaway. Maybe we won't have to keep swapping camera angles all the time. Daniel Day is a former winner this season. I believe he won back at Auto Club. It was either Auto Club or Las Vegas. Yes, I still have trouble with those 2 tracks. I never seem to be able to remember who won at either one of those tracks. Those tracks seem interchangeable to me. Actually, no, wait a minute. As I think of it, I think Daniel Day won at Auto Club, because I think Cody Lamas won at Las Vegas. So anyway, Daniel Day leading the way right now, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. He's currently 24th in overall points. He's 8th highest running of non-chasers in the standings right now. And Penske's had a pretty big, tough season right now. Joshua Michaels, winless, 34th in points. Daniel Day, despite his win, really was running down in around the top 25 for a majority of the season. They would really love to be able to get back to victory lane here today if they could, but Lyndon Wright starting to close in the gap, and so is Cassandra Renzi, and right now making a case for himself to maybe be Season 7 Mobil1 Cup Series champion. That's Luke Walker, because right now he is conquering Thornton and just running where he needs to be. Right now in the 4th position. I'm telling you, watch out for this guy. He could lock up the championship as soon as next week at Talladega if he continues to run the way he is. Of course, that would depend on where James Qualls finishes, as they come off the turn of death, coming down to receive the white flag this time around. That top group, they're all good. There's James Qualls all by his lonesome. He apparently lost the draft. Tanner Sullivan's starting to catch up to him. It looks like for the most part this field is so spread out, nobody really in trouble going off turn of death, but someone may run into a train. Ralph Mason goes through a train. So does Henley, so does McLeod, so does Jones, so does Corbett. They just went through a Union Pacific. There's Lamas, there's Kyle Matthews. I think we'd safely say nobody is going to fall off the turn of death. I almost ate my words. Levi McIntyre got really close. And that's basically everybody, so let's jump back up here to Daniel Day. Now Cassandra Renzi has bypassed Lyndon Wright for second. So this is going to be interesting. Who is going to win this thing? Right now, we have a total of 10 drivers eligible to win this race, I think. Is it 10 or 9? Maybe only 9. Yeah, it's only 9. Daniel Day, Cassandra Renzi, Lyndon Wright, Jake Cole, Luke Walker, Austin LaPlante, Andy Timmons, Madison Seaber, and Jacob Lawler. They're the drivers, basically, that are going to settle this out. James Qualls in 10th is a long ways back. I don't think there's any chance for him, even as long a racetrack as this is, for him to be able to get up here and get back in the hunt. He'll probably have to settle for 10th place. He may actually get in a battle for that position with Tanner Sullivan in a moment, as the 20's starting to reel him in. Looking here at the top 5, actually, if you look back through the top 10, the only drivers who haven't been to victory lane yet this season are Cassandra Renzi, Madison Seaber, and Jacob Lawler. Yeah, Lawler hasn't been to victory lane yet this season in Mobil1 competition either. Everybody else has been to victory lane at one time or another. Daniel Day at Auto Club, Jake Cole here at Thornton at the beginning of the season, Lyndon Wright at Watkins Glen, Luke Walker, I believe that was back at Coca-Cola, Austin LaPlante, I can't quite remember where his win came from. Andy Timmons won at the Milwaukee Mile. And am I missing one? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I covered everybody. Right now, though, it is all Daniel Day, and right now you can see Lyndon Wright starting to work there with Jake Cole. Oh, no, it's not Jake Cole. It's Cassandra Renzi and who was that other car? Luke Walker. They're trying to get into a tight draft going down this straightaway to be able to run down these guys. I think somebody just stepped out of line, though, so that's going to kill their momentum. Jake Cole, though, trying to catch the momentum off of Daniel Day. And right now, this is big because Jake Cole, he could possibly sweep the Thornton Mobil races this season. Is it possible? Here he comes. Now, I think he has the preferred line coming into this next corner. Yes, he does. He's got that inside line. Can he get Daniel Day? Oh, he's going to try and move up. Daniel's trying to mash the throttle, get a big run off this corner. But no, Jake Cole, I believe, has gotten the lead. I may be wrong. Has he cleared the 22? Not quite. He's got it tucked down there in front of him. Oh, man, he's really got to throw a block coming down here into this corner. Can he do it? Daniel Day's going to try and dive bomb him. Here they go into the corner. Daniel Day looking low. Jake Cole trying to hold him off. He doesn't get the guardrail. Now Daniel Day's the one that has to try and make a move. Can Daniel get to him? He's going to try the outside. That outside line's worked all weekend long. Can he get it? There he goes. He's got him. Daniel Day made the move and he made it stick. Coming out of the final corner for the final time, Daniel Day makes the move that's going to get him his second win of the season. And Cassandra Renzi on the final lap has fallen off the turn of death. after a strong, consistent top 5 run all day. Oh man, that is a killer for Cassandra Renzi. She's been on such a good momentum streak as of late. And for something like that to happen out of the final corner on the final lap, that is a tough break. Oh, Henley! Henley nearly wrecked it. Oh, Kyle Matthews! Yikes! Carrying a lot of speed in that corner they are. And I think everybody else is going to be okay. But, oh man, tough break there for Cassandra Renzi. Not certain where she's going to finish out this race as a result of that, but there is your winner. He's now a 2-time winner this season, joining the likes of other multiple-time winners this season, Drew Austin, Cody Lama, Sean Galligan, and Dylan Young, as well as Charles Jackson. Daniel Day, 24th in points, his second win of the season, and what a great run for him today. He beat the man that won it here last time we were here, Jake Cole, and he made the move in just the right area. You kind of knew when he made the move to the high side in that final corner, Jake Cole was going to need a miracle to hold off the discount tire Ford. You see Jake Cole pulling alongside, congratulating Daniel Day on the victory there. Both these drivers were looking for their second win of the season, and Daniel Day was able to come out on top. Let's find out where the rest of our chasers finish, as this race is indeed over. Highest finishing chaser today is going to be Austin LaPlante in 3rd place. The points leader Luke Walker survives Thornton in 5th. And James Qualls finished in 10th, so he'll lose 5 more points off of Luke Walker, which means now heading into Talladega, the advantage is going to be a total of 46 points. So James Qualls has quite a task if he's going to even catch Luke Walker. And Luke Walker, with this, if he could end up next week having at least a 44-point advantage after the Talladega race, he would automatically be, regardless of what happened at St. Joltis, he would be the champion for the Mobil1 Cup Series. So Luke Walker making quite a case for himself here. He may have championship plans already set up, as Andy Timmons was 6th, 7th place was Madison Seaber. So Seaber loses 2 points off of Luke Walker, so now Seaber is 54 points back. There you see Qualls finishing in 10th. The rest of our chasers, Dylan Young got 11th. I gotta look further down before we even find any more chasers. Cody Lamas 24th, Bob Jones 25th. Zach Rogers was 28th, Dylan Schwallenberg in 29th. Cassandra Renzi, after falling off the turn of death there, out of the final corner, she'll have to settle for 31st position, and she was running top 10 all day long. Drew Austin, 35th place, Wolfgang Mason 38th. 39th place was James Silverfox, and Sean Galligan finished in 42nd position. But Daniel Day is going to go to victory lane here for the second time this season, as he wins the championship versus career 300 at Thornton. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finishing results, overall points, standings, rookie points, and chase points heading into next week's race at Talladega Super Speedway. Luke Walker makes a case for himself to maybe be an early Mobil1 Cup Series champ, but anything can still happen here in the NNSCRA. We'll see you guys next time for the Snickers Cup Series race to finish out our Thornton race weekend, as you've been watching the production of the NNSCRA, all fine racing at its best.
From the west coast to West Virginia, and every town in between, come Friday night, there's a stream of tail lights hitting the local scene. They got ragtop step sides, hot rods and low rides, anything on 4 wheels, cruising in that sea of automobiles, getting ready for some toe tapping, wall slapping, NASCAR USA. It's the field grade tailgate party till the break of day. Talking about the song, jamming, gear slamming, NASCAR USA. We're ready to roll. Let loose and let it go. Let's get the show on the road. It's the hunger for the ride that burns inside.